Okay. What's going on, people? E.N.I on the track, back on your box, wherever you are in the world. Hope you've been having a good week. We are back with a long overdue, highly anticipated second episode of this series. Trust me, if you saw the first one, you know a second one was needed. But pretty much going to be the same sort of stuff. I'm going to be making a drill beat today on my iPad using Beatmaker 3. And like I said in the first video, if you've got any iPad from the last 5 years, you can easily download Beatmaker 3 onto it. It's about £15 on the App Store right now in the UK. Download that onto your iPad and get to working. I'd say you could probably spend about a good 100 to £200 getting your DAW together, getting a handful of audio units and effects plugins, and you got your studio set up right there. You don't need to spend the hundreds that you would on a PC or a Mac. Personally, I started out with this iPad. I think this is 10th gen iPad from 2019, 128 gig. Started out with that, Beatmaker 3 on it, iOS 13, I think. And then I made the move up to the iPad Pro, 12.9 inch, larger screen, faster, more memory, more storage. Simply that. But the iPad that I had before can easily do the same sort of stuff. So like I said in the first video, if you've got an iPad at home, you ain't got a PC or a Mac, but you want to get into music production, definitely use your iPad. It's for me, it's the way forward. It's the future. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've shrunk my studio footprint down to pretty much just this iPad. And I've still got my studio set up for the bigger stuff, but my go-to now is my iPad. But enough of the waffling, let's get straight into the video. So we're gonna be making a drill beat today. Gonna be using a sample. Let's get into the video. So I'm loading up Beatmaker 3. I have got a mouse and a pencil. I like to use my pencil more. I will try and circle stuff that I'm doing because it is a touch screen. I'll try and circle all the areas that I've clicked on. But we're gonna start by opening up a new session. And yeah, we're gonna make a drill beat. So for new section for this video, we're calling it Loop of the Day. Because I've learned in the last three to 4 months that, man, making beats, making mellows for beats has got to be the longest part in making a beat, especially when time is of the essence. You're with an artist or you're with another producer or producers, and you want to get a beat together quickly. You want to get it laid down quickly. Loop packs, sample packs that have been made by all these guys on the internet, they're the way forward. Trust me, they're shrinking down my work time from, I'd say, at least 45 minutes to an hour down to at least 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Literally, it's drag and drop for me. I drag and drop a loop onto my pad, set the tempo for it. As soon as I like it, boom, I'm straight into the drums. And the drums is the main thing about the beat, I think. But loop of the day today is gonna be, and I'm just gonna pull that up. Bare loop packs. Is this loop here by It's from the Made in Italy loop kit. It's called Obertino. Obertino. Hey, I like it because of it's just got that swing to it, the offbeat placement of the notes, and I think that's gonna go really well with the drill beat. So let's drag that in. Now, first thing I'll do with any loops that I'm using on Beatmaker 3, it's always important to make sure that the tempo of the beat is gonna match with the tempo of the project. So into the sampler view here, you can see I've got BPM here. I know that the BPM of the sample is 131 because It's LR's kindly put that information for me there. So I'm gonna set the BPM of the sample to 131. So now the sampler knows that this sample is at 131. I'm gonna turn on live stretching. Live stretching basically allows me to stretch the sample to the tempo of the project itself without losing the quality of the sample itself. I'm gonna use high quality for this. And then we're gonna take the tempo up of the entire project. It's a drill beat, so you know, we got that 140. I like to go with 142, just a little bit faster. And let's see how this sample's sounding now. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, I was gonna record this into the sequencer. I'm gonna leave it on a one-shot layer trigger. So I'm just gonna tap it once when it's recording, and then I'm gonna quickly stop recording and just let it play out. So hit the record button at the top here. And that's that pretty much. Because I know it's a 8-bar loop, I'm gonna extend the looping of my sequencer to 8 bars. And now we can play it. Now, I think I'm gonna add a counter melody to this. I don't normally do that, but I'm gonna add a counter melody. Let's go into, and in the world of iOS, they're audio units, yeah? We never say VSTs, never. All right, audio units. I'm gonna pick out pure synth. This is like the omnisphere of the iOS world, like the omnisphere and nexus of the iOS world. Like it's the best romp that there is out there. And right, so we know we're in a C minor. Right, so I think we got a counter melody we could chuck on. It's a simple one. Let's go with that. Let's record it in. What I forgot to do there is, because I'm playing at the piano and I want to humanize it, I should have taken the quantize off. So at the top, she's pin here. At the top, we've got quantize controls here. I can quantize notes on or off. Its default is to quantize them to 16ths. I've turned it off now, so it's just going to be free. Yeah, and let's try recording that in again. We've got the counter melody. Let's leave it at that. Simplicity is best. Let's go straight into the drums, because I know that's what you've all been waiting for. So, drums. This is basically the main interface for Beatmaker 3 for me. Pads view. I've just dropped a WAV file onto one of my pads. You can hear that. And that is playing at the middle C or the C5, C3. But if I click on the keys button here, that opens up all of the keys for any file that I put on a particular pad. Along with that, I can also play various velocities of a selected pad. So if I select A3 and then play various velocities, I can use the trigger section here to do that. I can also go into the roll section here and play rolls of A3. And I will touch on this more in a later video. Some of these features of Beatmaker 3, but let's get into putting a snare in, shall we? What's that recorded there? sometimes it takes a couple of takes to get these patterns in. You know what I mean? It's different to FL Studio, where more times you could probably be penciling it in, and maybe you get it right first time or second time. But I personally prefer the tactile response of playing my hi-hats in, playing my instruments in, rather than penciling them in. That's just me personally. All right, let's get some counter snares in there as well, just to give it a bit more bounce. All right, let's add some snares in. Now I'm gonna add the 808s in. I'm gonna show you a bit about what I do with the glides for 808s and general how I lay down the pattern quick. I've put it down into my pads, open up the key section now I can see all the notes. And obviously we can go up octave as well. But I need to find the key of this, so when it was A sharp, go to semitones, take these down to A sharp. So A sharp is now my now I get all of the notes on this pad view in this current view, but what I can do is I can hit the scales button up here, and then if I hit natural minor, it shows me only the notes in the natural minor scale for whatever the selected key is. So now I've got the natural minor scale for A sharp. And obviously the annoying thing about this is if you want to play notes outside of the scale, so long as you've got this scale selected, you can't play any notes outside of it. It's literally looked into just these notes. So bear that in mind. But yeah, let's play around and see what 808 pattern we come up with. Right, I think we got a melody for the 808. It's taking a while, but let's get it in. Let's get it in. Basically, laid down my 808 pattern. Probably not the best of my 808 patterns, but anyways, in order to get the slides in, I've put the lower note in at 1/64th at the start of the note, and then 2/64ths later it slides up into the actual note. And to account for the glide, going to the sampler section here, going to polyphony, and we select legato on, and then we set the glide time. Now I've been playing about with this for the last couple of days. I've worked out that a glide time of 40 milliseconds usually works best for the kind of glide that I'm trying to get for my drill beats. So I use that. Those are my settings for the glide. And then I change my layer trigger to hold. Otherwise, if you have it on a one shot, it's just going to legato from the first hit, and then you're just going to lose the sound. The volume's just going to drop off. So this is the 808, and this is how it sounds. Let's check in some perks now and let's wrap this beat up, shall we? Right, so there you go. We've got a drill beat now. The melody, 808s, kicks, the perks, all of that. I'm gonna play the full beat now. If you like what you've seen today, make sure you subscribe, make sure you drop a like, make sure you drop a comment as well. Let me know what you're gonna see going forward. And yeah, keep cooking. Bless.